Welcome back to Feedback Live from San Diego Comic-Con 2012, powered by Alienware. Send all your questions to @G4TV, #Feedback Live, straight from the police academy. That's what he's been doing in his free time.
I'm hurting so bad.
Kevin Pereira is here.
Oh, my God. Thank you. Please, that's too loud. That is really too loud for this morning.
Kevin has learned what it's like to not have much to do at Comic-Con, which is you drink heavily.
Oh, yeah.
It's still a little different than these 6 a.m. call
By the way,
times.
who gives us free shirts?
I know, right?
We love
this
the
is
5-4
ridiculous.
clothing. Can we just say how sponsored we are?
Even though he doesn't work anymore, he pops by Wardrobe every morning and gets all the free stuff that they send us.
All the shoes, all the shirts. No, Comic-Con, awesome. Not having to work at Comic-Con,
extra awesome.
10 times more awesome.
What is the first thing that you did with your free time?
I don't remember their names, but they were phenomenal. They
One
missed
guy
me
had
on
a
attack.
beard, very strong.
It was very, very scruffy but gentle.
Yeah.
No, you know what? We've been out here filming for Super Creative, which is my production company that we started.
Yep.
So supercreative.tv. Woo!
All right.
All right.
Yep.
No one knows what that is. That's awesome.
They've been here since Monday. They can't.
Do they know where they're at?
No, they don't.
I don't know.
It's like,
thank you.
Yeah, New York
Thank
Comic-Con
you.
is awesome.
No, so we've been filming for Super Creative and going around for parties. We're kind of promoting Lead Up, which is our mini nerd carnival, which is kind of like a Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And we're taking that around to 10 cities, so we're raising awareness.
Right.
And, drinking heavily on other people's dimes, which is
feels
always
really good, doesn't it?
Yeah. How are you holding up? Are you being professional?
Yeah, I mean, look at me, man. I'm busted as shit.
You're $1
It's
million.
day 4, dude.
You're $1 million.
I'm a disaster right now. It's been fun. It's been ridiculous. But as Chris Gore so eloquently pointed out at one of his panels, if you've seen the side of the booth, the network has become this giant reverse gangbang
Yes.
where it's me and 7 girls.
Yeah.
So,
but I pointed out you have the tightest pussy of anybody.
It's very true.
On that,
it's
on
very
that booth.
true. And you and I used to talk about it when it was, there was just a couple dudes, about how little people really cared about the guys. It's all about the girls.
Right.
When you're the only dude, that is very evident.
It's ever apparent.
Nobody wants me to be.
But I love that at least the network is diversifying and branching out ethnically.
Yeah, we've got a lot of white,
a whole lot of white women.
A lot of white women on the show.
Yeah.
So you're here promoting Lead Up, which I know is a big deal, and I know that we talked about it at previous Comic-Cons. You said, look, I feel like this is great. This is a celebration of things we love, but it's become this more commercial entity,
right?
And that's kind of what inspired what you guys were doing with Lead Up.
Yeah, I was like, well, I saw how much money was being made at Comic-Con, and I wasn't making any of it. So I said, how can I exploit nerds, right? Because we're not nerds.
Yeah. You should
but we
make
play it
t-shirts
on
with
TV,
nerd on it.
and we get, Twitter followings and whatnot.
Yeah.
No, I love Comic-Con, but the problem is that it's so huge, and it's such a journey for so many people that they can't make it. So the idea was, let's take the aspects of Comic-Con that we like. Let's take cosplay, let's take gaming, let's take pop culture, let's take comics themselves. Let's put them on stage and wrap them in a warm tortilla of kind of carnival, which is having sideshow games, having a Nerf gun shooting gallery, having VJs performing on stage, having a panel and podcast being taped. We put that all under one roof for like 4 hours, and we're touring it. We're taking it to 10 cities.
All right. So you tested it out in L.A. It was a huge success.
Sure.
And then I saw you the next day, and you're like, yeah, it was really good, but now I'm scared because it did well, and now I have to take it on tour, which is a much different beast. I mean, a traveling live show is far different than doing something in our backyard.
Yeah, no, it's daunting. The touring industry is daunting. The risk to reward potential is really just not there. It's really out of whack. And there was a part of me that, look, with any creative endeavor, there's a moment where you get that at least for me, just crippling anxiety and panic about everything. And that happened with the first Lead Up. And there was a piece of me that didn't want it to work. There was a piece of me that said, this will be a lot easier if it fails. And the fact that it succeeded and people had such a good time and I had such a good time, we're like, oh, shit.
Now we have to do it for real.
Now we got to take it on the road.
Damn it. Well, I know the people at home are really excited. We put your name out a couple days ago at G4TV and then hashtag Feedback Live. They've got a lot of questions for you. Samoy from G4TV.com is going to ask you some questions from the fans at home.
I love that I left and I pop up and I'm just like death warmed over right now. How's it been? Oh, unemployment's been great.
Yeah. Pereira
really
looks
awesome.
different than he did 3 weeks ago when he left the show.
I think you look great. I mean,
thank you. Thank you.
Blair
didn't tell me I look great.
Well, because she's lying.
He used to talk about my eyes at length.
Well,
no more.
We have a relationship built on honesty. And right now you don't look as great as she is.
Terrible.
So Buggy Bugman on Twitter wants to know, will your hype machine be opening for Lead Up?
No, I think Hype Machine is a Comcast-owned character, so I don't know. Hype Machine's awesome. Hype Machine was a pure example of it, of someone saying no to an idea on Attack of the Show because it was going to cost too much. I said, we need a robot that is my Hype Machine, my towel-waving robot. And we said, well, let's get a cardboard box and some Rubbermaid gloves and an old Commodore keyboard, and we got a robot. And it became one of the funniest characters our show had, which is very telling about our show and about the budgets we have.
Yeah. That said, though, I mean, you did a lot of incredible things. You're doing a bunch of great stuff now. I know you're really, like, creatively, you're really fulfilled.
Really, because I am drowning.
No, you're good.
Everything you're saying makes me feel a lot better about my life.
If we have this conversation on Tuesday, you'll be fine.
I'll be swinging in a closet by my neck in about 15
Just
minutes.
carradine in it. But let's talk about, like, what do you think the biggest thing is? What's the one thing you miss the most about having to work every single day live television?
You know what? I do miss it. I miss portions of it. I miss parts of it. I miss the team dearly. We had some really, really great people. We had some assholes. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Had some assholes.
Most of the web team, that Rob Juster guy.
Oh my God, what are they doing?
Not a good
What
person.
are they doing?
Look at him. Just
by the
rapey
way,
Jesus over there.
I can't. My voice is shot. Kudos to all of this. The
I
live
know,
streaming.
right? Well done, guys.
It happened. You guys have microphones. You got cameras. I don't
Yeah.
know if they're working.
We also
you have
don't know if
people
it's
in
live
cargo
streaming on the
shorts
internet
with
at all,
walkie-talkies
but-
behind the
Yeah.
cameras.
I think the
It's-
feed goes directly into the monitor, and that's it, though. I don't think this
this
goes
is a show for one.
anywhere else.
No, but kudos on this. This
Yeah,
is
this is cool,
incredible.
man.
Like
Yeah.
so. This is great, but I miss the team dearly. I miss being able to see a cat video in the morning and then at 4 o'clock be able to talk about it for
Right.
millions of people like that. There was some joy there.
Right.
But not having to work is also
It's
awesome.
pretty sweet, yeah. Moy, another question from one
Sure.
of Kevin Pereira's fans.
And Alienware
I
follower.
love the Alienware.
Isn't
Yeah,
it nice?
So good.
Yeah.
It's really,
So nice.
I
Well,
don't.
we have your salary to play around with
Yeah.
now, so we bought all your stuff. We're doing live streams.
Wait, you should have a row of e-machines. You should
well,
have 3
that's what the
e-machines
table
and
is made
that's
out of
it.
Alienware laptops because we could afford it.
Yeah.
So Alienware question from Wesley: because you're going on tour for Lead Up, will you be coming to New Mexico or Texas?
We're announcing the dates on Tuesday, but in a G4TV.com streaming exclusive,
Ah, here we go.
we will be going to Texas.
Beautiful.
Thank you, guys.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Stop it. Really. Thank you. No, you really. You know what? Thank me. You're fucking welcome. You did nothing for me. You've done nothing for me. So yeah, we're going to Texas.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Just-
but no New
but just
Mexico. I don't
Texas.
know what's in New Mexico. Is there
No.
ayahuasca there? And
Well, according to Breaking Bad, there's a lot of meth.
Yeah.
oh, well, maybe
Yeah.
we'll pit stop.
Lead Up, powered by meth.
Powered by
Little different than our
by
show.
sadness and meth.
Yeah.
Yes, trucker meth.
Well, how'd you pick? You said 10 cities. How'd you pick the city? Texas is obviously a really big market. I mean, it's
Yeah,
its
no,
own
it's
sovereign
huge.
nation, so you got to go to Texas.
Yeah, but we're going to the little blue island that is Austin.
Okay.
I think that's where we're heading. There was a lot of dudes in suits with spreadsheets that looked at where the tour would make the most sense, and that's where we're going. And plus, we had so much feedback on our Facebook and on our Twitter of people saying, bring the tour here, bring the tour there. And we were like, well, okay, they're demanding it. We should go.
And by dudes in suits, he means pot and a dartboard. I know what you did.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Duh.
We were wearing
Alaska.
suits, though.
It'll be fun. Moy, another question for Kevin.
All right. Maggie wants to know what was your favorite booth at Comic-Con, or is your favorite booth?
Now that you've been able to see
Yeah.
all the booths,
I
at
actually got
Comic-Con
to walk around,
for the
which
first
is
time
crazy.
ever.
Yeah, I love the animatronic cat ears. Did you guys cover those yet? Have you seen them?
We
No, but
have
Cliff
them.
Blazinski bought, I guess, some and was tweeting about.
Of course he did.
Yeah, 'cause
of course
he's
he
so
did.
rich.
He's got a million fetishes and
Yeah.
enough money to indulge them all.
Yeah.
His basement is just Chinese baskets, wood paneling, and crying
I
interns.
believe he has certain members of the Socialist Republic of China making stuff in
course
his
he does.
basement right now. It's still a Socialist Republic, right? I don't know. I don't know. anything
know.
about geography.
Did we offend anybody in China? Nope, no one's
No.
watching. There's these animatronic cat ears that supposedly read your brain waves. Don't know how that works.
Right.
But they move when you get excited, and they're fucking adorable.
Right.
So,
So you
I'm
bought-
going to go
yeah,
back
you
in
bought
there.
5
No, I'm going to
and-
go get a pair today. I
All
am.
right.
I really am.
Anybody's presence, we always really did, and it's something that we talk about quite often. People are like, oh, you don't get to walk around. We were really privileged to have all the cool stuff really come to us.
Sure.
But anybody's booth that you're like, holy shit, this is impressive, because you're now doing a live show. You know how hard it is to put those things together.
And that's the thing when you're doing the live show. Like, yes, it's amazing that the people come to you, but I think unfortunately in that setting you have to go for the biggest fish.
Yeah.
And so you miss the little guys, you miss the indie guys, you miss somebody who's got a
the
a
animatronic
comic.
cat ears.
Yeah, I mean animatronic cat ears. Like, yeah, I mean, like if it's like, well, you have Samuel L. Jackson, or we've got the guy that's making animatronic cat ears, or the dude who's doing dragons, fucking dolphins out of
Right.
pewter.
Right.
Like, that's awesome.
Which
But
is incidentally also Samuel L. Jackson.
it's actually his side company.
really
and
into
the
that
dragons
stuff.
have the Kangol caps on. They're very classy.
Yeah.
But I mean, getting to see that stuff is really like fantastic, and it's not as big as the pomp and circumstance of a big Warner Brothers movie or a big AAA game release. But like I really like fantasy dragons banging each other in midair in flight in statue form for $1,000. Yes, that to me is Comic-Con.
Yeah. So you still have some of your salary, is what you're saying?
Oh no, I can't afford any of that shit.
Expensive perversion,
but I like it. Right. I can't afford any of it.
I'm taking pictures of it right now. Is what I'm doing. Any other questions for Kevin over there, Moy?
How's that Alienware going? Lightning fast?
It's so I'm already.
I feel like
in
it renders text and graphics so quickly you can't even see the questions as they're coming in.
I'm actually just playing Diablo right now. I'm not really.
God, I bless you. You're one of the few that's still doing it.
So Ed wants to know: do you have any advice for young nerds to break into the entertainment industry? Because that's you worked your way up.
Stop calling yourself nerds.
I know.
Yeah, the nerd thing is saturated right now. But
so
no, truly, everybody's like, how do I get in? How do I get on the ground floor? How do I do it? There's YouTube. Mm-hmm. There's webcams. There's pretty much free editing software. Like depending upon what he wants to do, if he wants to be on-air talent. Personality, just start doing it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, you can do it yourself. You can fire up a webcam, give your opinion on a game, say what you think is right or wrong with the industry, and just go blaze your own trail. It's there's anybody can have an opinion about something, but only you can have your opinion.
Right.
So own you, hone your voice, get yourself together.
Which is something we haven't done.
No, I was like
none of this is
together.
what we
I was like,
did.
oh, my dad shouted that at me last night. But truly, own your own voice, get it out there, hone your skill, do it on your own, and then you can transition anywhere else.
A lot of people, kind of forget this because you were with G4 for so long and you become such a big part of the brand, but you basically started out like that.
True. You were 13 years old doing a web show before there was a podcast, before there was a pod.
Yeah.
I did it daily. I did it for a year and a half. Live episodes, there's prank calls, tech, games, hacking. It's all still exists online. But I did that for a year and a half and built up my voice and figured out how to do that. And then 5 years later, a guy started G4 and hired me as a PA.
Yeah.
So that was it. I was getting balance bars and coffee. But if I wouldn't have done it on my own, I wouldn't have had the opportunity.
Right. Yeah. I totally understand.
How the fuck did you get in?
That's
what I want to know.
I was working at MTV in 1999. And you guys remember that guy, Jesse, that won that VJ contest?
What happened to him?
I banged him.
So
that was
good.
my in. It was all good. He works at Petco now. That's not a joke. You can buy stuff from Jesse the VJ at Petco.
Hey, man, your
Hollywood.
dog's going to like this wet food.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at my scarves. Just sell me the Frisbee and shut up, you hippie.
But it was the first time, I think, in history that one of the MTV VJs was definitely doing meth on television without people knowing. Which was a big deal.
Actually, I thought Dave Holmes did it first.
Yeah, well, he was a lot more subtle
Jesse
about
hooked.
it, though, We got time for one more question more.
Fire up that Alienware.
Rob, an Alienware follower, let's see, wants to know when he can see you on TV or his computer soon to bask in your manliness.
Oh, wow.
So, and if you want his Twitter name, I can give it to you, and you can maybe...
Yeah. That'd be great. No, I'm between the hours of 4 and 7, you can find me on Live Jasmine. I'll do private shows and pretty much stick whatever you want inside me.
Okay, I love that.
As long as it's bigger than a jam box.
Take that home with you. We'll talk later.
I am hosting a new syndicated game show called Let's Ask America. That's going to be premiering some point later this year. I think I'm supposed to say check your local listings, but no one's going to fucking do that.
How do you even find local listings?
I don't even know. Yeah, and then lead up's happening, and then go to supercreative.tv. We're doing little podcasts and stuff over there, and we couldn't afford the .com, so it's .tv.
It's all good, man.
Yeah.
Well, one last thing for you. I know you're doing a ton of stuff, and we touched on a lot of it here. The one thing that you're most excited about, the one thing that you're like, I finally got to do this thing that the fans at home can keep an eye out for?
Honestly, it's going to be lead up. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but that is something that it's unfortunate, but I couldn't do a massive nationwide tour and host a live daily show, so I had to pick one. Yeah. And I did the live show for years, and I had a blast, but it was time to go on and do that. So it's definitely going to be lead up and hot pitches.
All right, I love that. So on Tuesday, you can find all the dates.
You can, leadup.com.
I like it, man. Thank you so much for being here,
Thank
brother.
You for...
I miss you, man.
Thanks for carrying me. There was one set of footprints on this live webcast because you carried me,
I'm
sir.
your Jesus picture in the bathroom.
Oh, you're definitely hanging above the toilet.
You're welcome for that, my friend. Remember, send all your questions to @G4TV, #feedback
Thank
live.
you.
We got the guys that make The Last of Us and the guy and the lady that talk in The Last of Us coming up right after this.